So last week I took you to the museum and we walked around and saw all the beautiful artwork, and I was so inspired. Clearly I was inspired. I've been working on this piece. Maltese is one of my favorite artists, so I was looking forward to seeing him, and he did not disappoint. But also while I was there, looking at Van Gogh's work was amazing. His line work and the way he could take something so ordinary and just put so much movement with his line work in it, it has also inspired me. So today, I think it would be such a fun project to just do something ordinary and see if we can put some life into it like he does. Just a colorful approach, movement with line work. And I'm going to go outside and explore my backyard. You can explore your backyard, or you can take my reference image and we can work on the same image. But let's do this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun this week. Let's take a look at some of his line work. You see how he just creates all this movement with these lines and the directions that they're going. And this with the trees, how they're swirling, but it just creates so much movement. One thing I do notice about this particular painting is he only uses two primary colors. He's got the blue and the yellow, but no red. And you can see the patterns that he's created. And then just the short little brush strokes in this painting. And this is just, looks like it's with pen and ink. This is also it's a great book. But you can see, well, this book is interactive, so it'll say like, this star is likely planet Venus. And then you can lift your page, and that's the one they're pointing to. But this, I think, is so recognizable, but you just see all the swirls. These are the materials that I'm going to be working with. Watercolor markers, some Caran d'Ache, regular pencils, and some that are water-based, some that are not. So let's get our sketchbook out and explore with our materials and create a color palette. When choosing your color palette, think about, what do I want this place to feel like? How do I feel in this place? I'm choosing warm, quiet, glowing colors. The sun was just coming up, cool shadows, and soft greens, and some accent colors that are a little brighter. Now let's practice some of his mark making techniques. His style combines various marks, including like short, rapid dashes, energetic spirals, dotted textures, and thick, curvy strokes. His lines followed the form, such as the vertical growth of the trunk of the tree, or remember the sky, the swirling motion around the star. Using these mark-making techniques, we will be able to create a sense of motion to the landscape and emotion to the landscape. Now create a tree using all these mark-making skills that you've been practicing. Now that we've worked out some of our colors and our line and mark making, this place also, when you go outside here, it feels spring. It is spring. So it feels fresh. The wind, it smells crisp. It's refreshing. It's energetic. Because we are working in layers, one thing to remember is that when you go on top with another color, your layer underneath is also going to change colors, but that is the beauty of layering. Also, I'll be working from light to dark, so my mark making will show up. I'm going to be working on 140-pound watercolor paper, but you can use any mixed media paper, or Bristol paper would work well. I'm going to combine two pictures together, this with the white blooms on the tree and this tree standing alone. Let's start out by sketching our composition out with our Inktense pencil. I'm using blue. You can use any light color. Because this pencil is water soluble, if there's something that doesn't feel right to you, you can always use water to erase it. And if it stains the paper in the background, that will just add more depth to your painting. Let's put in where the sun is shining. Where is that glow? This is our first layer, so I'm going back and forth between warm, cool, and thinking of shadows and depth. But we'll be adding water to this, so keep it light. Using a darker color, I am forming the trunk and the branches with using the negative space. Using my water brush, I'm going over my water-soluble markers and pencils. I'm blending colors together, creating depth, and creating new colors on our first layer. Now we're starting our next layer. So with your water-soluble Inktense pencil or your marker, start defining your branches in your trees. I'm not using realistic colors. I'm just trying to convey an emotion of spring. I'm also starting to put in some mark making. The same mark making that we practiced before, bringing energy and emotion into our piece. But again, this is also our second layer, so we're going to keep going. I am gradually adding details with my markers. I'm taking into account the distribution of cool and warm tones. These contrasts will allow me to enhance the mood or the emotion of the place. Time for the water brush again. Let's blend those colors and watch some of them fade into other colors, creating depth. Our blues go into our yellow, producing a beautiful spring green. That just looks like growth to me. It feels like growth. Now I'm concentrating on the planes and the flowers. And yes, the flowers were white, but they didn't feel white. They felt pink to me. So I'm making them pink. Now I've lost my image and I'm using more of my imagination. I'm working more intuitively, adding color, using my imagination basically to create a sense of, well, what I'm feeling. Now we can move more into our darks. Our darks against our light branches will bring them out. And I'm using some of the mark making tools that he used to create energy and the movement. Now this is the fun part. We've established a couple of layers and now we get to really put in those marks, those dashes, the long lines, the short lines, and the swirling lines, almost creating a patchwork of the landscape. While this is the fun part, this is also what I like to call the messy middle. It might look like a mess, but trust yourself, it is going to come together. Just keep going. You're going to just keep doing the same thing, going back and forth between using your water brush and adding your layers, thinking about what colors will complement the other color. I'm thinking of his stars in the starry night and going around my flowers just like he did. I'm dipping my water brush into the pile of blue and moving it to other places in the painting, using it almost as if it's a palette. I'm still thinking about the way Vincent van Gogh used line, how everything feels like it's moving, like the landscape is alive. So I'm letting my marks follow that feeling, not worrying about being exact, just responding to what I see and what I feel. I let my painting dry, and now I'm going back with some fine liners that are waterproof, just adding some final details. It started as something ordinary, just a view from my backyard. And while this doesn't look like my backyard, it is how my backyard makes me feel. So you go explore, and I hope you do this project because it is so much fun.